Yeah, well, it's basically we heard some weeks ago that the National Front were going to be organising a march in Swansea. These guys it was like white pride, basically. It was unabashed racism of a sort that I haven't heard publicly for a while. So we decided that something had to be done. Today's been a brilliant mobilisation.
The National Front are not welcome at all in Swansea. They're a virulent, hateful organisation that really, when their candidate lost in the local elections last year, it showed that they're not supported and that they should just, bugger off, basically.
This is a message of hate and division that has no place in Swansea. I and my colleagues on the council absolutely believe and are totally committed to the fact that this message has got to be driven out. This is not what represents Swansea.
The National Front is a British far-right racial nationalist white-only party. It reached the peak of its popularity in the 1970s. The British prison service and police services forbid their employees to be members of the party. On a National Front website, they affiliate themselves with Mozart, Vivaldi, Algar, Galileo, Edison, Tesla, Shockley, Dickens, Shakespeare, Chesterton, Austen, Evola, Hegel, Fichte and Plato. However, none of these people are able to comment on their views of the National Front, as they are all unfortunately dead. Legal note. The website that states they march for the aforementioned people is not an official National Front website. Instead, it is from a site called the South Wales National Front. Also, the National Front have no connection with banjo music. Keen not to have a repeat of previous high-profile protests, the police kept a high presence, even stopping one of the counter-protest organisers. When they arrived, they seemed like a small group of angry men, so why should we be worried about them at all?
It's worth looking at other places in Europe, Greece in particular, where the Golden Dawn movement has grown to huge numbers, and so we need to remember that Britain is not immune from this sort of shit, especially at a time when living standards are being slashed, people are being thrown out of work, etc., benefits are being cut. These are precisely the times when anti-immigrant hysteria against people on benefits and so forth are being whipped up, so it is important.
So why had the National Front chosen to target Swansea?
I'm going home to Swansea town. The day is nearly dawning. I'm going home to the seaport sound. One lovely sea town morning.
The fascists are trying to come along, trying to exploit people's economic worries and despair.
People are angry, and obviously the fascists are trying to pin the blame on minority communities who have nothing to do with it.
The message we're sending really is a united community that don't have anything to do with fascism and people trying to divide up our communities through the language of hatred.
They're not representative, they're not representative of what Britain is like today, and they know that, and they know that as the years pass, as we become more multicultural and more integrated and more inclusive society, the days are numbered.
These are brambled 'neath the sea town sky.
Ultimately, I was glad that more people came to the counter-protest. As long as people are willing to stand up for what they think is right, we can keep our country and our planet safe.
And she'll be waiting there for me. She'll be glad to see me, and I'll not leave